stone-based magic.
That's really cool.
Mixed mud methods.
66.
66. 66.
Of 250 hours of adventure.
That's mad.
Yeah, just over a quarter of the way through.
Oh, thank you.
If you need to leave at any point, just pop through the door and come back in whenever you feel up to it. Give me a shout if you need anything at all. That is everything we're streaming. And I'll pass you over to Lily as the game master for the start.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Welcome to Adventurers Wanted. I'm Leo. I'll be your games master for this hour and for the next 5 hours. In fact, that will be in this room. In case you're new to this, this is a tabletop role-playing game, which means each of the 4 people on my left and right have an individual character that they control. My job is to essentially run the rest of the world. The players tell me how they want to interact with the world, and I tell them how the world interacts back, and sometimes we use dice to mediate, to keep things fair, and to see whether sometimes the players succeed against the odds or fail spectacularly at something they should very easily be able to do, which does happen. Just to catch you up on the story, the players are members of the Spirit of the Horizon, a ship, a scientific research vessel that has been flung across time and space to a completely brand new universe. And they're desperately trying to find their way home by gathering pieces of an ancient magic tablet that they believe will help teleport them back to where they started. In the last little arc that we've had, the players managed to, on the request of Queen Abilzim of the Trocan Caldera, this is where things get jargony, don't worry. Ask any questions you want, it's fine. Of the Trocan Caldera, ask them to go and mediate and try and foster peace talks and stop a long-running war between the Katafu, a troll-like species, and the Komodo, a lizard-like species, who had been fighting on this plane over a piece of this tablet, and they managed to get the piece of the tablet out of it all as well. As we drop in on the story in just a moment, the players have left the Katafu Rom, the prince of the Katafu Rom, and the princess of the Komodo, Julzi, leading the peace talks, which they have a vested interest in because of their own relationship. And that's Rom and Julzi. So, yes. Before we get into the story, let's introduce the players. So tell me who you are, who you're playing, and what distinguishes them from the rest of the crew.
I'm Chloe. I'm playing Relora Elenvor. She's a half-elf bard who was the ship's translator before all the teleporting started happening, and she is currently the commander, though sometimes maybe acting captain, because the actual captain is having a really bad time and occasionally just locks himself away with his pet griffin and just tells me to get on with it.
It's true. It's true.
I'm Paul. I'm going to be playing another bard called the Amazing Dench. I am half orc, half fork, which no one specified. My distinguishing features are I like to play songs and take credit for popular songs that you might know from this world into this other one.
It's amazing the theatre-y people do bards, isn't it?
Hi, my name is Matt. I'm fresh into Edinburgh from the States, and I'll be here for the Fringe Fest. My character is named, let's come up with an elf name quickly.
Jeff.
Eldor Zanzibar.
Jeff to his friends.
Jeff to his friends. I like that, yeah. Eldor Zanzibar, or you can call me Jeff if we're close, if we've shared a pint. Eldor is a elf wizard, an archaeologist by training, who uses magics primarily in the service of his intellectual pursuits. He's been along on the expedition out of an academic interest. He's not as interested in whatever martial purposes it might have been served. But now that we're in this new place, he's taken to whatever's necessary to survive, I assume.
Fantastic. And yourself?
My name is Sam, and I'm playing a halfling rogue called Nox Greyshard.
Ooh.
Thank you, yeah. I'm quite pleased with that as well. Basically, to kind of fill in with me, kind of being thrust into something that I don't particularly understand. Knox was brought on as an apprentice engineer, and he became second engineer on the ship.
Cool.
And now the first engineer has died, and everyone's now turning to Knox to do all of the engineering work that he, clearly doesn't understand anything to do with
Amazing.
engineering.
It's an apprenticeship that really throws you in at the deep end.
Yes.
I'm quite pleased about this because often it's just like the coffee boy or something who's coming on these adventures.
Yeah, we've had the coffee boy, we've had the cleaning
the
crew.
sandwich guy.
Well, he's done all that already, and now he's
Sandwich
trying
guy.
engineering.
He's moving
Moving
up
his
the
way
ladder.
up.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, the four of you find yourself on deck of the Spirit of the Horizon. You've been anxiously awaiting the return of your shore leave party. Captain Golan, this aging, sort of late 40s, really care-ridden soldier. It's aging for a soldier, for a frontline soldier. Care-ridden soldier with a griffin on his shoulder leads them back in. And he looks at Relora and goes, Relora, I'm going to my cabin. You have the gone, whatever. And pulls a hip flask out and sips from it as he's had a rough time on these last 2 weeks that you've been in this world. He slams the cabin door shut. And Relora is left to investigate the situation.
Right. Who else can actually tell me about the current situation?
So the rest of the shore leave party come back on. The quartermaster, Galbert Twinkletoes, comes up to Relora and goes, "We've got the piece of the tablet. The captain's taken it into his cabin now."
It's very accurate,
It
Albert.
really is. It's not bad.
Wait, so the tablet is with the captain, so I can't look at it.
Yes.
Is Brina around?
You cast about for Brina. Roll a perception check. These are all crew members that have been established over the last 66
Brina's
hours.
researching the magic in the tablet. That's a 10.
She's not about at the moment. You could probably find her if you spent some time looking.
Right.
What are the details on this tablet? Is it inscribed with anything? Do we know the particulars, or is that something that's a mystery to us?
So the tablet itself is written in a language. It's a sort of soapstone, a brown soapstone, and it's written in a language that you guys can't read. And so far, you've not met anybody who can read it. It is also now mundane, your complete tablet that you have, whereas this shattered tablet that you've been searching for throughout the land has reticent magic. So you've been trying to gather those pieces in the hope that you can recast this spell and take you home. You haven't thought about the fact that it has drained the captain's life force yet to cast it. There we are. Bridge when you come to it, right?
That was the run.
So Eldor doesn't know anything about this.
No, but I
Being
would
as-
like to get a look at that tablet if I could.
Can we see in through the captain's window? I know he wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
but-
sure. No, he's far too distracted to pay attention. If you roll a perception check,
I'll
Relora,
perceive.
Do you
That's a 15 plus 4.
15 plus? So
19.
19. That's good.
I'm so good at seeing.
So Eldor peeks in through the round glass window in the captain's cabin door, and you can see him. He's just tossed the piece of the tablet on the table, and he's gone to lie down with.
He's just tossed it.
Yeah, he's just tossed it there.
He's not a very careful man. He doesn't have respect for artifacts in the way that you would.
He's a very angry man, to put it in world terms.
Yeah.
To put it in mechanical terms, he's a barbarian. To put it in world terms, he's a very angry man. Drink makes him angrier. And at the moment, he's just petting his griffin, lying down on his bed.
So we're loath to disturb his rest, given the circumstances.
I've seen him when he's actually angry, and you wouldn't like him when he's angry.
So I shouldn't misty step inside, grab
That's
the
catchy.
tablet,
I'm writing
misty
that
step
down.
back.
That's
You're welcome to it,
Yes,
James. You can
that's
have that
good.
one for free.
Thank you so much.
Use it in a tail.
I've
Oh.
heard that barbarian just means you have a beard, which is where we get the term barber from.
Ah,
So
that's
perhaps,
some beard facts for all you beard fans.
he's not that bad after all. Maybe it's just. You know.
I did. He had a bit of an episode the other day. I kind of lowered my voice a little bit because I don't want the whole crew to know. there was I don't know what variety of creature it was, but he was smashing its head with a maul long after it was dead.
Yeah.
I don't think it's purely facial.
Okay, so have we had a look at this tablet already? Like, is
We're
there...
trying to look. You did mention Misty Step, and
The tablet itself is something that's been on the ship for a couple of weeks. And you've been
Right.
The old tablet.
Yeah.
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 But this is a new one that still
So
has
this
some
is-
magic.
this
A
is-
shattered one.
You're essentially assembling a puzzle from the picture on the box.
yeah.
So we could have. Sorry.
I've got. I've got some sort of some level spells. I can make him deaf if he's asleep already. I can make him deaf. We can just like break in.
I was going to say I can sneak in there, potentially. And
Okay.
take a few bits.
You can attempt to.
Yep, I'm
Sure.
I will.
Can I make him blind and deaf through a window?
You can.
Well, if he's still awake, that might provoke his
Will he know
ire.
that you've made him blind?
I've
and
got a
deaf?
spell
Like-
that lets me zap to a place that I can see, so I could zap in and zap back. Potentially.
I'm standing at a slight distance because whilst I'm not stopping this, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that the captain never knows I was
It
involved.
does look
he did
conspiring against the
Can-
captain.
He appointed me to commander for my out-of-the-box thinking, and I also understand how much pressure this tablet is weighing on him. So I think
Can
there
I
is
get
value.
can I get an intelligence check from Relora, please?
17, which is surprising
17.
for her.
Relora does remember that the captain specifically asked Brina to put an arcane lock on the door.
Ah,
Ah,
the
Does
Misty
that-
Step would still work, but I don't know if it's worth,
Can you dispel
coming
the
between the dragon and his wrath.
Are we not looking for other bits of the
I do have a dispel
Yes, you
magic
are.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to have a look at this one?
there's a map, but it's also in the captain's quarters, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The map is... What if...
but at this point, Josin, who is captain of the Marines, is tall, half-orc, and thus has a natural affinity with the amazing Dench, walks up to the group as they discuss how to break into the captain's cabin and goes, we need to do something about the fact that all our gunpowder was stolen last night.
What?
Oh, sorry. Just in case not everybody's aware, all our gunpowder was stolen last night.
Oh,
I'm commander. I'm
shocking
meant to be
news.
told about these things.
Sorry.
That's shocking news. That must be why you forgot to do our secret orc handshake.
Sorry, yes, let's...
Secret orc handshake.
that's just a handshake, isn't it?
Oh, no, there's stuff that goes on under the palms, you can't see it.
Don't even attempt it. Elf.
So, what...
Hey, I'm ecumenical about the whole thing.
I had to look.
As an elf archaeologist, not something the elves usually do, put me in touch with dwarves, and I found they're not so bad. Well, I don't hate other races as much as other elves.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
Fine.
cool.
He's an open-minded elf.
Yeah.
Nox, you seem to have your way of kind of sneaking about the ship, often unnoticed.
We could assume.
You wouldn't know about anyone who's sneaking around stealing gunpowder. You haven't seen anything, have you?
I've been in this room for a grand total of about 5 minutes, but in the engine room, I haven't seen anyone.
Gunpowder comes
Although, actually, no. Have I seen anyone?
Do you roll for that?
Well,
Just make a wisdom check for me. Just straight wisdom. So roll your icosahedron there.
Yep.
The 20-sided one. And
Well, that's a natural one.
That's a
Oh!
you were drunk on the job.
Nox spent the entirety of last night desperately trying to work out how trebuchets work.
Yeah.
He's not
Did
quite.
I work it out?
Roll an intelligence check.
Yeah,
you
that's
did not.
probably not.
No, he didn't. He wasn't thinking about cannons. He was
Well,
thinking about
Right.
trebuchets.
I got the sharp bit down, I think.
Okay, the sharp bit of the
Yeah.
trebuchet.
That's as far as Nox knows.
Cantilever, slip.
Yeah. the
Well,
bit
I have
you
a
crack
plus
with.
7 to investigation, so if we could go down to the powder room and have a look around, maybe, unless anyone's already cased the joint.
Well, considering I'm commander of the ship and I've only just been told about this, I'm guessing there's
Yeah,
been very
well,
little
it's-
progress.
well, it's
made
chain of
so far.
command. Come
This, in my defense, I don't answer to you, and also this happened about 5 hours ago. So you are hearing now.
Yeah, we
I'm
better
sorry,
have a look.
Jason, I didn't mean to offend.
As captain of the Marines, you have no jurisdiction over me whatsoever. The
I'm-
captain does.
Yes,
How many barrels are missing?
All of them.
Right. How many is that? That's not a number.
It was 12.
12. 12 barrels.
Yes.
So that's quite an undertaking.
Yes.
So that's quite a severe betrayal.
We've
Or-
been penetrated.
Right.
And then he pulls some mysterious, dodgy-looking crab from his belt and just bites into it.
What was
Let's
the
have a look
feeling
then.
of the crab?
It looked a little out of date.
Right.
It certainly smelt a little out of date.
Eldor's plan sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, we'll look about.
Go to the crime scene, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The four of you, I presume you're going along.
Yeah, we do
Knox.
that.
Yeah, cool. The four of you, as you've been caught up in this, like
Yeah.
you've been caught up in everything else. You go down to the cargo hold where the powder would have been kept. Everybody roll investigation checks for me.
Ooh, that's not great. It's a 15.
17.
16 plus
19.
2, 18.
Oh, sorry.
We're all good at this
Everybody
thing.
did quite well there. So the room is indeed empty. For those of you who have seen the powder room from time to time, which I imagine probably would have been all of you at least have glimpsed it, it's usually very difficult to move in here because it's usually rammed with barrels of powder. Battery, that's what it's called. The battery. Thank you. Just came back to me.
Yeah, the powder room's something different.
Yeah, that's a Navy jargon for all your Navy fans. It's now empty. It's completely empty. But what those of you who rolled higher than a 15, what you see is very distinctive footprints in the sawdust.
What's distinctive about them?
They're three-toed footprints, lizard-like, and you also see great sweepings across the planks.
They have tails.
I could tell, yeah.
Have we got any Komodos on the crew? Or are they
No.
a species we've discovered here?
And in fact, being one of the first people to think of this, it has not escaped Eldor's notice that nobody on this planet that you have met so far is human, dwarf, gnome, halfling, half-orc, elf, none of those.
So it's just these troll-like people and
You've met Katafu, troll-likes, you've met Komodo, a lizard, you've met the Arabi, who have something celestial about them.
I met some shark people.
You met the Rakina, who are shark-like people. You've met the Maguro, who are bird-like people. None of your conventional, what you would consider the species of the
So
world.
we've got some sort of off-brand menagerie on this one.
Sure.
Interesting. Well, it looks like it might have been lizard dude.
There shouldn't be any Komodo on board. They should have never been let.
Haven't we got a teleport system on this ship, though? Could they not have?
It only seems to affect crew members.
Lizards with gunpowder. Whatever next.
Should we follow the trail?
At which point, Galbert, who's been following you very quietly, as his monk nature allows him to, crops up. Oh yes, sorry. There was a large explosion on the land yesterday, and it seems like they tried to use our gunpowder in their war, and it didn't go well.
Who do you mean by they?
Or some of the Komodo.
Lizard people.
Yes.
Right.
And they all died.
And our powder got blown up.
Yes.
That's
I-
bad news.
I figured they didn't know how to use it properly.
Right.
Well, I don't want a ship, but the idea of not having powder seems to put our defenses at a nadir.
I mean, it would,
Can't
as
help but agree.
as a commander, no powder means you don't have any defenses. Because because you were based on gunpowder, you come from a gunpowder-based society. All your defenses were gunpowder based.
Let's start
Everyone else.
researching that trebuchet again. We're going to need it.
You
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, and there's no
Talking about
gunpowder on
always,
this
yeah.
one. This is not a gunpowder station.
No, they were shocked when we shot our cannons at them in
So
a
we've
battle.
lost our material advantage.
Yes, it would seem so.
All we have now are weapons and magic.
Oh,
Useless magic.
But the problem is, everyone else has that magic.
Fine,
Yeah.
fine.
I've got a rapier.
Yeah, me too. Cool.
Not to sound too dark, and I'm not suggesting it's something we should do immediately, but if there is someone on board who's been stealing, someone must have seen it, someone must know about it, so I can't help but think that an interrogation would take place at some point. How might your engineering skills be applicable?
Sorry.
I can.
Oh dear.
I am instructed in the ways of pain, so I could probably whip something up.
Hey, who's this monk that's
That's
just
how I got
appeared
into
and
this
told us
profession.
where the gunpowder went?
He's the cleaner, and I really should actually.
He's the quarterstaff.
Oh, sorry.
Quartermaster, sorry.
Is he still in charge of the cleaners? Because I feel I should reprimand him for not tidying up this gunpowder, but on the other hand, it's the only reason we have these footprints.
Yeah, I think he is de facto in charge of the cleaners at this point.
Yes.
I mean, are they leading in a direction anywhere, these footprints, or are they just kind of a muddle?
People, roll another investigation check for me.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Oh.
Awesome. The footprints lead out of the battery and to one of the cannon ports. The cannon has been pulled back and the footprints end at the cannon port.
Okay,
Find
what's...
out about it.
So
Back
they,
into the
yeah.
bathroom window.
They've blown themselves up. We could either go and confront them and demand money or wealth for our loss. We have an archaeologist. We could probably try and start mining for some other.
Yeah, I mean, if they've got some sort of saltpeter reserve, we could potentially whip something up. But who knows what the geology of this place is like? I haven't had a chance to go on shore leave.
Roll an intelligence check.
I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah.
Saltpeter would be the problem.
Yeah.
You need that saltpeter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Jeff.
I'm a bard man, you know, just like playing tunes. Spitballing ideas. Need another tablet.
Well.
Are we trying to find out who stole, or have they literally
Yeah, it seems
blown
like it's the
themselves
lizard.
up?
And they've blown themselves up.
They literally blew themselves up.
So there's no one to find.
Well, so
Yes.
Well, there are lizards, but the lizards that stole the gunpowder are all dead.
They're all gone.
So that means that the only ones that know that our gunpowder's gone are dead. So at least for now, if they've seen us use our cannons before, they should should be just as intimidated as ever. But if things come to a dire strait, then we'll be in up shit creek without a paddle. So I think we've just got to continue mission as usual for now. If we can't exact any penalty from the perpetrators, then it's probably good just to keep this under wraps for the moment.
Yeah. Maybe somebody can use illusion magic to fire imaginary cannonballs?
Yo, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think it would be me, though.
It wouldn't be myself.
Yeah, I don't have any magic.
Oh, I've got mirror image. Yeah. Oh, that's an image, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that you create multiple
Oh, that's
copies
multiple
of
of
yourself.
me. Yeah, it helps. That's a
To
good one.
try and make people confused as to where to hit.
Cool, maybe we wait for a wizard to teleport back onto this ship then. That with illusion magic.
You know, all wizards matter. That wasn't appropriate, was it?
Hell yeah.
Sorry, moving on.
Well, either it's someone is still on board this ship who helps them get on board, because I don't know how on earth they managed to get on board this ship and past the security we're supposed to have. In
Yeah, it
which
seems
case-
like
What have we
that's
got?
the
What have
issue.
we got in terms of security? I mean, they climbed through
There's Holler. He's a tiefling barbarian. He's the main head of security who I know.
also cuts hair.
Yes. I think he actually does, yes. And
I don't know, he just prefers the scalps.
Oh,
either there's someone still on board this ship, in which case I'm guessing someone like Plumage who runs that embassy that's meant to, well, it's meant to be an embassy, but it's obviously a bar. Either he knows something because he seems to talk to absolutely everyone, or we do have to figure out some way of saltpeter finding that so that we actually have gunpowder in
yeah,
some
and
kind.
I'm fresh out of ideas with that too.
I
I'll only shake some people down. That'd be fun.
I was wondering, so we when I found out where the footprints go out, is that also how they got in?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what it appears. Yeah.
So wait, we only have
And in fact,
footprints
as
in
you
one
look
direction.
out, as you just manage to squeeze your head. Well, no, you're a halfling. As you look out of
get
the
fully out, yeah.
cannon hole, you can see there are slight scratches on the hull where people have obviously like pitonned their way up.
Cool.
They've got a small boat, came over, climbed up, got in through the cannon hatch.
Should we batten down the hatches?
Or make it really slimy
Different thing.
and slippery.
Is the engineer having
I mean,
an
it's
idea?
This is how
Is
much
that something
training
you're
I've had.
engineering? Some kind of thing to make things slimy?
The horse has bolted.
True.
Yeah.
So you're going to go and talk to Plumage? Is that your thought?
Currently, he's the only person I can think of. Well, person, half man, half bird.
True.
Bird person.
Okay.
Bird person, even.
Is everyone going with Relora to the embassy?
Yeah.
The embassy, it has it is supposed to be a proper embassy, but it is essentially just the name of the pub that this Meguro has set up on board the Spirit of the Horizon using some free space in the cargo hull. And as you go down there, you in fact see Holla down there drinking.
That explains that.
Yeah, the place is rowdy, and a lot of people come down here nowadays to try and drink away the fact that they're probably never going to see their families again. Hey, and the one chap, it's fun. The one chap behind the bar is Plumage. So he's this sort of medium height bird man with a sort of curved but long beak and streaks of red and yellow feathers through an otherwise black plumage. And you can hear his cawing vocal tonality over everybody else in this bar already going at a joke that somebody obviously has just told.
I'd like to go up to Plumage.
Yes.
I say it in a low whisper, but I deliberately say it out loud rather than messaging.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, yeah, just so that he knows other people could potentially hear.
Yeah.
And I say, we both know, I know that you have some kind of ability to glamour or disguise yourself, and therefore it's not unreasonable to think you might notice if anyone else is doing that. We're trying to see about people who've snuck on board or have helped others sneak on board, and I was thinking, who knows the entire crew better than you?
Well, I'd have thought the commander would.
Well, it was a very recent promotion, so still.
And it was a
Learning
very
ropes.
recent embassy opening. I'm just joshing with you. And he puts down 4 mugs in front of all of you and pours you drinks. And he goes, on the whole. And I never said he was an intelligent character. And he goes, I've heard whispers of spies on the ship, but I've not seen any glamours, or alter selves, or disguises.
What are the whispers you've heard then?
Well, some people like to think that the Blue Sword, remember them? The pirate mercenaries?
Yes.
They
yes, I
like
do.
to think that they put some kind of a spy on the ship because the Blue Sword were able to track us to Libertalia. Other people think that Lowcash put spies on the ship because the pirates were able to track us to Libertalia. Other people think that since we've gone near Port Trouble, of course there's spies on the ship because it's Port Trouble.
Is he saying it this loudly?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah, we sort of the whole. We should keep this under wraps.
The bar is slowly going quiet around you.
Right. You've had some good thinking with Misty Step and all sorts of information, Eldor. What are your thoughts?
Ooh, well, I'm just a humble archaeologist, but it seems to me that we'll have to grouse out the spies as best we can, but that we wouldn't want to cause a panic in the crew. That we should probably limit the information that the powder's been taken. The powder's been taken. And for right now, I don't love that. For right now, I think. Plumage.
Yeah?
do you know what potassium nitrate is?
Definitely not. Like his face just comes over with not even confusion but concern.
Well, what
that
about-
the words you just said are weird, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Say those again.
Potassium nitrate?
Potassium nitrate.
Yeah, no.
Potassium nitrate. Potassium. I love it. I love it. I'm going to promote from now on. I am known as potassium nitrate." And he just shouts that
Well, potassium nitrate.
to the whole at large.
Have you got any caves with bats roosting in them about?
I don't know. But if you're looking for trade, you know where all the things on Havmar go from? Through the Thundercrest Isles.
Well, if our interest is to replace what's been lost, then
Will they even have gunpowder to trade?
they probably won't have gunpowder, but they might have materials with which to make some
Yeah, they
saltpeter or potassium nitrate.
They don't have their technology yet.
But the minerals exist in this world, and I, as an archaeologist, could potentially
As an
try.
archaeologist.
Yeah, you
Well,
know.
surely with this-
As an
Wait, wait.
archaeologist.
Once we manufacture it and then we can sell it to the locals for an inflated price, we'll be kings.
We'll also
Well, as
start
much
a
as
war.
I'm not sure about the entrepreneurial spirit of that, with an engineer
Although I
and
like
an
your
archaeologist,
thinking, and that I like.
we're not technically here to make money. We're meant to be a naval research vessel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And not much research will get done if we can't defend ourselves.
But you know, research needs funding.
Well, I've already
All the
given you
these
that
are
line
good
about
points.
you won't like him when he's angry. Maybe there's something you can do with that to monetize it.
Yes, I'll write a song.
Well, then we could set sail for the Thundercrest Isles. I guess if the captain's locked himself in his room, I technically have the authority to. Yes, okay. Do I need to tell Josen, the captain of the Marines, who Relora doesn't know who she tells about
Yeah.
this kind of stuff?
The helmsman has de facto been Olmorn up until this point. He's been sailing the ship.
I go to Ulmorn.
Okay, he's the guy actually. Hold on.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he gets to say where it goes.
No, I know it doesn't.
Not
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
well. So far, all I've seen the captain do, who used to be our commander, he just kind of shouts over
the
the deck
master.
of the ship things, and they happen. So I'm not quite sure of the chain of
Do
command.
that.
Can we
Give it a go.
Okay. This
Can
is
we
the first time.
do we like have to impersonate a voice or just shout?
What?
I mean, she's the
I'm
exile.
commander.
Actually, go for it. Go for it.
Weigh anchor, hoist the mainsail.
I mean, if you want, can you impersonate my voice?
I don't know.
I kind of want to check this because
me
if
have
you
a
can, I'm a bit concerned
No.
with what you might be able to do.
I mean, no. I mean, maybe this is what I've been working on while I was failing at a trebuchet.
That's fine. I go to the deck and
Sure.
I shout, "Set course for the Thundercrest Isles."
And Olmorn, who's up on the quarterdeck, looks down and goes, "Aye, Captain, Thundercrest Isles."
Commander, actually.
Oh yeah. Where's Garland?
He's requested to be left alone.
Of course he has. That garden. And people suddenly, it's a flurry of activity. People are pulling the anchor up. They're setting the sails and catching the wind. And you leave behind the island of Rorstal in their tentative approach towards peace talks. Despite the massive explosion that happened yesterday. There we go. That's how that goes. It'll take you a couple of days to get back to the Thundercrest Isles, to the Trocken Caldera, which is, by the way, where the Queen is who sent you on this peacekeeping mission. Queen Abalzim. So
one of the three
she
queens
likes-
I technically saved.
She likes me and has a cloak for me.
that's true. She does have a
Did
cloak for you.
achieve peace.
Have
You
you
did achieve peace. So
you
yeah,
abandoned
you
our
are.
mandate too early?
I don't have a mandate. I prefer girls. She XP for the joke.
Yeah, no. It's milestones, isn't it?
So we weren't just after this fragment of shard. There was also a political mission on the island that we were at.
Yeah. You were on a peacekeeping mission.
Oh, I don't pay much attention to that sort
No.
of thing. No.
Is there
I'm sure
any-
it'll be fine.
is there anything anybody would like to do in the couple of days travel that you're going to have?
Oh, I have 2 potions that I got from a fine leather belt that was taken from one of the non-lizard people who died.
Okay.
This
The
one.
Katafu.
I'd like to examine what they are. Or
Absolutely.
who
Yeah.
else would be better suited to examining them? None of you. Yeah, you both.
Who else
I
but
have a
your
very
wizard,
high
your wizard
investigation.
friend?
Yeah.
Hand them over to.
You've got identify on there?
It's not a prepared spell, but I could prepare it tomorrow. If
Yeah,
we're
sure,
here for
yeah,
multiple
yeah,
days.
You identify one of these as a potion of frost giant strength,
Ooh, that's pretty good.
and you identify the other of these as a standard water breathing potion, which are pretty common on this world.
Yeah, I would imagine that they're useful.
How long did you say we were travelling for?
Couple days.
Okay, I'm going to keep working on my spiky trebuchet.
Any
Sure,
chance
roll
of
hang on, roll an intelligence check for
Yeah.
me.
That changed from being an 18. That's just 7.
7. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
not bad.
pretty sure from what you've seen, somebody chops something at the beginning, like a string, a tension string,
Yeah.
and that's that.
Cool. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
It's still an apprenticeship.
That's
kind
not
of.
even. That's not even
No.
right.
You
That's
rolled- you
even
rolled a
that's
7.
wrong.
You rolled a 7.
Even that's inaccurate. Right.
Could I have a knock on the captain's door and see if I could have a look at this fragment of stone? I know I've been warned off, but it seems like
Yeah,
worth a
absolutely.
shot, worth a shot.
Absolutely. You knock on the door and he goes, "Who is it?"
Hello, it's Eldor. You know the archaeologist.
God, come in.
Beep.
Wait, you can open the door.
No. And the captain comes over and opens the door
Oh, I
for him.
see.
Hello, Captain.
Muttering something under his breath.
Sorry to disturb you. I was hoping to have a look at the fragment of the tablet. As an archaeologist, you know, I'm sure that my
Yes, yeah, we
expertise
should probably
would
do
be
that.
quite
Yes,
pertinent.
no, that's a good idea, actually. Yes, I'm sorry, I just have some things to think about, that's all.
Understandable,
Please do,
understandable. Yours heavy as the head, etc.
Etc.
So I'll toddle on over to that.
Okay, sure. It still lies on the desk. The captain has obviously tried to jigsaw it together with the other 2 pieces that you have, but it doesn't quite fit.
Can I investigate?
Yeah.
Come on. Oh yeah, that's an 18 plus 7.
Oh, wow.
So a 25.
25.
That's
You take a couple of seconds to glance over this, and you realise the reason that the first 2 pieces that you got jigsawed together very easily, and they correspond very nicely to adjacent segments on your master tablet, as
Right.
it were, the mundane one that you have. This piece doesn't jigsaw in because it's actually from the other side of the tablet. It's from the top
so this
right.
is the first part of a whole separate.
Yeah,
So
for a
we've
whole
got a lot of
separate segment.
pieces to find still.
You roll an intelligence check again.
19 plus 4.
Wow. Yeah, you reckon there's at least 4 other pieces to find to make this.
This is going to take at
workable.
least 86 hours.
Somewhere around that, yeah.
Seems like a good estimate.
Hopefully around 80, and then we could do something with those last 6.
Well, if this is the day that I prepared Identify, can we say I've prepared Detect Magic as well?
Sure.
And I cast a bit of Detect Magic, which ought to tell me the
Your School of the Magic.
School of the Magic as well, yeah.
It's transmutation.
Okay.
This is getting a bit noodly.
Yeah, Well, right, that's boring. Cut
Sorry
to
about
someone
that.
else.
Lots of different schools of magic. They all do various different types of things. Transmutation magic is focused on altering the very state of the world around you.
So probably some powerful stuff, right? I'm getting.
From the detect magic, it's more powerful than anything you've ever
Yeah,
encountered.
and this is just the
it's
shards.
m-
This isn't the full thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, can we fashion weapons from it?
Yeah, seems risky. Well, thank you very much, Captain. This has been very informative.
Yeah, it has. What did you get?
Looks like we've got quite a few shards to go, it seems. But when we do, whoo boy, come and knock on my door. Yeah.
And a dark look comes over Golan's face, and he goes, "Yes, who boy."
Whoo boy indeed.
And he looks over at the spot where Sammy lay in state before the funeral.
Oh, we had a death
Sammy
meal.
was the captain.
Oh, you keep referring to
Who
the
was
absence of the captain. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, when he
When
used
she
the first.
when she cast the spell initially, it drained her life force and killed her.
Well, yes,
And
I'd
you
quite like to
married
see that
Heresy?
happen.
You'd quite like to see that happen.
You know, for science. I mean,
science.
For science.
Somewhere on
TM.
the ship, Rena shudders.
For science TM. So, is there anything else? Anybody else? Amazing Dench, what are you up to in 2 days?
I had a drink with Jeff, so I could call him Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, lovely.
They're my friends.
I can't really help with the. I really want to help with the trebuchet, but it's not really my thing.
I've been hiding from you. It's the one thing I'm good at. Shirking any responsibility.
Is that hiding from the Amazing Dench specifically, or
It's
just everyone?
everyone.
Okay.
They keep coming up and asking me how things work.
And he just has no clue.
Just go
Ship's
back to the
engineers.
shadows.
It's just. He thinks the trebuchet's got a tension wire on it. Just all sorts of wrong.
We
Roll
rolled
an
a
eight,
7.
you know.
Yeah.
This is a crew of misfits, if ever there were one.
But no, I'm happy to go ashore and see what's what.
Fantastic. So Amazing Dench is just is readying his one-man band kit, oiling things,
Oiling the flutes,
waxing.
tightening the piano.
Absolutely. And Relora?
She's spending a little time a bit torn because she has things such as hold person and suggestion, which she could use in a interrogation style way. And she's got a feeling that commanders, because she's still trying to figure out what commanders do and how they should be, and whether she's meant to be kind of like really hardline, bad cop, just taking control of the situation because the captain isn't. But she's actually incredibly nervous and torn about doing so because she doesn't want to alienate herself from everyone on the ship, which she is quite terrified of doing right now.
Sure.
So I think she actually, oh god, that's sad, but yeah, she just wanders around singing little songs of inspiration to different crew members to try and get them to like her and appreciate her as a commander.
And to add an additional D8 to their dice roll.
Yeah, exactly. But in the hopes that somehow gets her some.
God, she's so needy.
She really is. She
She's
always,
not
she
having
always
a
has
good
to-
time.
They're two
Write
bards,
a
but
good
they're very
song.
different
Just write
temperaments.
a good song.
She started off by asking the NPCs to teach her how to be cool.
But there was this one Pippin who was amazing.
Anyway,
Do we roll to see whether we like you?
Oh god.
You can just choose.
I could try and sing if I can find
roll a stealth
if
check.
I can
for
find
me.
Knox, I can try and sing him a song to inspire him with his trebuchet.
23.
Roll an investigation check.
My investigation. Even if well, there's only one roll that will mean I
It's a
actually
natural
find
20,
him.
yeah.
Nah, 15.
15. No, you can't find him. He is a
I'm really good at hiding.
slippery
Yeah.
soul.
If I could, I would try to inspire you with your trebuchet, but I can't.
I'm actually
Alas.
hiding in that cannon.
Yeah.
He's hiding in the cannon. Well, there's no gunpowder in that, is there?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
it's
No worries.
Yeah. So she,
Okay, so after a couple of days, you arrive back at the Trochan Caldera at Lunes, the port of Lunes, and as the ship approaches, you hear. Is anybody who's on the main deck at this point?
I probably
Yeah, I
am
do.
looking
Yeah,
out.
fantastic. The two of you hear the sound of applause and cheering, and these white and pale blue banners are being waved with the sign of a crescent silver moon on them, and it seems like everybody is cheering you into port.
I come out and bow.
I wave at them. Yeah, there's waving. There's this.
Yeah, I look up from my
Absolutely.
books
Roll a
below
performance
decks, hewing something. Probably toddle on up.
This makes sense
8
to me.
plus 9 is 17.
17, absolutely, and the Amazing Dench's performance is appreciated by the crowd as you wave on the deck there. Is there anything particular you do? Just waving, bowing?
Yeah, some waving, some bowing. Just in general, sort of like getting the bits of the crowd going, like one of the. Yeah.
Now the women! Now the men!
Yeah, exactly.
Now the gender fluids!
Relora feels a little bit sad and pained because she assumes the cheering is because she was part of a group that foiled the assassination attempt on 3 queens.
No.
And the amazing Dench is kind of.
I'm
Yeah.
part of an adventure to get peace.
Yeah, exactly. That's
As
exactly
far
it.
as they're concerned, I did all of that.
Yep. And indeed, as you come down off the gangplank, as the ship's tied off, Abilzim herself is stood on the dock
Is this the
amongst
queen?
her people. Yeah, it is. Very tall, chiseled features, pale white eyes, and there's something. She looks like an Arabi, so these celestial sort of pale-skinned folk. Something quite elfin about her. She looks even more celestial than her people. And she doesn't mind being around her people. In fact, she likes to be out making a human connection. That said, the captain of her guards, Orion Evander, is on her right, and her honor guard is all around her, just in case, because there has just been an assassination attempt on her life. And she steps forward as you come. Who's coming up? Presumably, Dench is off the ship first.
Kneel before
I follow on behind Dench.
You know, I think I'm actually going to stay on the ship and research my books because the hour is almost up. Correct?
Yes.
But if you couldn't, while you're in port now,
Bless you.
metagaming, just a bit of metagaming. If you, while you're in port, could potentially ask after gunpowder, and if they don't know what that is, saltpeter, potassium nitrate, and if they don't have any of that, then I'm quite sure if we could get a large collection of bat guano from a cave,
You could
then
refine
I
it.
could refine it into saltpeter, and from there we'd be
With
on
the
our
help
way.
of
So saltpeter, potassium nitrate, bat.
Bat guano, worst case.
With the help of Philip, presumably. The
Yeah, I would
geologist.
probably need
Yes.
some assistance, but yes.
Anyway, as you step forward, Abilzin's particularly pleased to see her favourite bard. Amazing Dench, it is wonderful that you've returned to us. What news do you bring of Rorstal?
My queen, I kneel before her.
Sure.
Peace has been achieved. Your trade routes are open. Please, go forth and be prosperous.
Then it is as I thought. And she lifts you from your knees. And she says, that you are heroes amongst us. Ladies and gentlemen, people of Lunes, the spirit of the horizon. And the entire crowd all around just they're kind of feverish at this point. The guards are getting a little bit anxious, despite the fact that this is a peace-loving people. And Abilzim looks at you and says, "Follow me back to the palace. We have much to discuss. And I have a cloak for you."
Ooh,
I have a thing for you.
And a
trinkets and baubles. That's what I like.
And somebody on Abilzim's right steps forward. He's wearing a very dark sort of black tunic. Steps forward with this beautiful light blue cloak embroidered with moons all down the rim. And says, Abilzim says, if it is not to your liking, we can of course have it retailored.
It is absolutely perfect, my queen. Thank you. I shall
It's offered to you.
compose another song in your honour.
When he takes it, I try and use sleight of hand and steal it from him.
Are you down on the?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to
He was in a cannon.
this is
I'm
going to
only
be
just
quite a
emerged.
difficult one. Firstly, roll a stealth check to see if you got off the ship without
Yeah.
anyone noticing.
21.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a difficult one. Roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Oh, Blue Road.
You can test this.
That is a 27.
Oh!
I had set 25 as the DC. That is high,
It
right?
is
That's a
high.
high DC.
Blue cloak!
Okay, as you turn, Dench, you're sort of feeling very confident and very taken away with the Queen's beauty, and you don't notice the cloak just unfurling from your belt and unclasp, and just the lightest of fabrics just drifts off you.
I mean, good luck staying stealthy with that thing.
Yes,
I'm
true.
off. I'm gone.
And now roll a third stealth check to get back onto the boat without giving you notice.
Come on. 18.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. To be fair, I'm really sorry, Paul.
What was the cloak?
It was just a really
It was
nice
it was
cloak.
custom designed to
Yeah,
the
it's
custom
exact
made.
specifications
It's
given the
custom
Queen.
made.
It doesn't even fit me.
It's
I'm sure.
It doesn't. It's about 3 foot too long for you. That's,
But it's so pretty.
It
Wearing
is
it with
Drown
little
you in
trebuchet.
halfling.
you use it as silk bed sheets
Yeah, I do.
from here on, and that is where we're going to end this particular hour with that horrific subterfuge.
Brilliant.
I'm really sorry. Let's hand back over to Kat, our SM for this hour.
Hello, thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Just let you know if you want to come back along to play or to watch, you are more than welcome. As I say, we're doing this for like 250 hours, so there's a lot more left. You can watch us on twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted, or we're live tweeting as well, so you can tune into Twitter. And it's Adventurers250. But yeah, come back, spread the word. I will pass over to.
You can indeed stay, but you'll have to refresh your tickets if you'd like to stay.
And then
and we-
Paul.
Yeah, we've got Paul here's in a couple of other shows, I think, or one other show.
2 other shows.
Two other shows, I remember.
So I have a solo show, which is a bit like this. I'll give you flyers. I'll leave some flyers here. You can have some flyers. It's called the MMORPG show. Basically, it's an hour's worth of completely made-up Dungeons and Dragons. Where you abandon the entire lexicon of fantasy genre and we make up an entire story and throw this puppy around, not a puppy, and just have a lot of fun. That's at 9:15 at the Counting House Ballroom. That's free. And I do Nightmare Live, which is a rendition of the 80s and 90s children's TV show called Nightmare. Which is on
amazing.
in the Cow this Sunday and the following Monday. So there's only 2 more dates for that. That is not free. Get tickets.
Cool. Have either of you two got any shows? Are you in?
No,
your fresh?
just
No,
visiting.
nothing to
That's
plug.
fantastic. Anything else?
No, I think it's just we've now got a quick turnaround.
Yes, let's roll.
Sorry, thank you so much, Tyler.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for
Not
coming.
so,
It's a
uh,
romantic
uh,
detailed character.
No, please stay. Go and refresh your ticket and come back.
You may be able to
You've been a wonderful audience. You genuinely have. Thanks very much.
Well, we had someone who was a DM who'd never played before.
No, thanks very much.
And in the audience were all of his group of players.
She already